you said that going to war for Colombia was an act of love. Can you explain to me how going to war is an act of love?
Because it was an act of love protecting the people's rights. And war is the worst and war is the best. The worst because you must kill people. The best because you can die to protect your partner's life. This is a love act.
In a book called Catcher in the Rye, there was an author called J.D. Salinger. He said, young people like to die for their country, but old people like to live for their country. Or young people like to die for a good cause, and old people like to live for a good cause. Don't you think that, dying for your country, it's a little bit romantic?
Absolutely. That's romantic. That's like Jesus. Jesus died to protect humanity. If I die in a war, I'm protecting humanity. I'm protecting poor people.
But would not older people be taking advantage of younger people to die? Did the older people go and sit in the house and have a nice cup of tea, and the young people are going and fighting?
It depends. Army has different ranks, but the general, the commander, the fighter, the soldier, the guerrilla could die fighting.
Was the structure in the guerrilla different from the structure in the government army?
Because in the government, the generals, like Napoleon in the hill, saying, go to die, they'll die, I won't die. In the guerrilla, well, M19, I know, the commanders and guerrilla men and women are fighting like similars.
Are the people braver in the guerrilla army or more brave in the government army? Because in the guerrilla army, you're fighting for something that you want, but in the government army, you're fighting perhaps for something that you don't want, and maybe you're fighting against your friends.
They are braves because are trying to survive.
Who is brave?
Soldiers.
Which one?
Regular soldiers.
Regular soldiers.
Yeah, they are fighting because they want to survive. The guerrilla want to survive too, but they have a target, peace target, good country is the target.
Okay. In your book, you talked about democracy. Can you tell me why the guerrillas didn't pursue a democratic pathway and they decided to pursue a violent pathway?
Like a commander, woman commander said, Vera Grave, I didn't choose war. I chose revolution. A revolution gives me to the war. War is not a decision. War is a way too.
Okay. If you choose revolution, you need to replace, if you're going to revolt against something or rebel against something, if you don't replace what you're rebelling against, you then take on the same issues or platform or form of the people that you're trying to take down. I'll give you an example. If the people rebel against the government and they win, when the people become the government, or take the position of the government, they just become the same people and they cause more problems. So what was the violence trying to replace the government by? And to me, the government still looks like the same government because Colombia still has the same problems. So has the M19 and the FARC won?
There are no warranties. We have no guarantees. We trust if we win the war, will be a democratic government.
Did you win the war?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
But our new war is not with guns. Our new war is with law, constitution, and worth.
But that's very difficult because are you saying that in the past they should have done that? So are you saying that perhaps there was an error or a mistake in the past that the FARC and M19 shouldn't have pursued violence? They should have tried to do it democratically?
I think it was not an error. It was the only way in this moment.
There wasn't an ability to do it constitutionally in the past. The only way was through violence, but now you're trying to change that to do it more constitutionally and within the law.
We are trying legally to make a new country, a Pacific country, with no guns, because we saw nobody can win the war.
In your book, you talk about seeing people that should have been in hospital, not in hospital, children that didn't have any food. What was it that you saw that made that thing in your head click, that you said, okay, I'm going to join a guerrilla organization?
It was the war. It was a war.
You were born in a war.
Yes, I was born
in the war.
In the war.
During your lifetime, there was already the war.
All the time. My son, my grandsons, my grandchildren, they was born in war. We are living in war. It was not a chance. It was the reality take us to the war. It was very difficult. It was no choice. In Chile, it was the CIA with Henry Kissinger, Nobel Prize, with Henry Kissinger, Nixon president. They killed the president of Chile, Salvador Allende, and I said I was 13 years old, and I thought, Pacific revolution is not possible. In this moment, the only way is with guns. It's fighting. It's the war. Today, the conditions are not better today, but I think it's the only way. Peace, not war.